One of the big highlights of last night, day 3, I believe, of impeachment was Adam Schiff's version of an impassioned plea to his fellow senators on the Republican side to do what is right. And look, I'm not a massive Adam Schiff fanboy or whatever. You know, I feel like I've seen too much of him over the last few months, but this is pretty good. So we want to play a little segment of his remarks from last night for you, and then we'll discuss.
Colonel Vindman said, "Here right matters. Here right matters." Well, let me tell you something. If right doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how good the Constitution is. It doesn't matter how brilliant the framers were. It doesn't matter how good or bad our advocacy in this trial is. Doesn't matter how well written the oath of impartiality is. If right doesn't matter, we're lost. If the truth doesn't matter, we're lost. The framers couldn't protect us from ourselves if right and truth don't matter. And you know that what he did was not right.
Okay, so look, I'm a bit of a cynic, and so I see that as a bit. It's like it's a performance, obviously, but
it's absolutely correct.
You can't disagree with that.
And you're a bad person.
I understand that. That's why I started off saying.
You used to be the deer heart one around here.
I can be. You
used to be the one that
show me a picture of an Australian Shepherd
and promise. And now I have to remind him before shows. He's so down that I have to remind you that dogs exist.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. So I don't disagree with anything he said there. We have all these structures, you know, structures of government, structures of constitution, but virtually all of them still require that people have a minimal commitment to something beyond themselves and their own political fortunes. And if that's all that our elected representatives care about, then it doesn't matter what's written down in the Constitution or any of that. And I could not agree more with Adam Schiff there.
So it is a rhetorical play. Does it make it wrong? Does it make it ineffective? But what are the things that make it not matter out there? What are the things that that are causing this situation? And what, in your opinion, John, would ever make it matter? What would make right matter?
Well, I think some of the things that make it not matter, at least for now, is that these Republican senators have a devotion to Donald Trump. For some of them, I think it's a legitimate sort of cultish admiration. For most of them, it's just pragmatic. They know what he represents on the Republican side. They know how easy to sway the Republican base is for Donald Trump. He hasn't been able to win them every election he's gotten behind a candidate or against a candidate and all that. Let's not go crazy, but a lot of Republican voters don't care what's going on. They are never gonna care about a crime that was committed to help Donald Trump stay in power. Fundamentally, they want him in power and they don't care if he breaks the law to stay there. And so we can point out all the facts we want. They don't consider it a crime if it means that their guy stays in power. And because of the threat of turning that big chunk of the American public against a Republican, not so much in the general election, but certainly in a Republican primary, lots of Republicans are they don't care enough to endanger their future electoral chances to go against Donald Trump.
I think,
and a little bit later on the show, we're gonna have a great example of how little going against Donald Trump you have to do to be set on fire by his side.
Yes, but also I know you have set up later in the show, just people on the Republican side not caring even about their own arguments in the past.
Yeah, we're gonna have that shortly.
And how impressive it almost is that they are willing to just move by. And I think one of the operative things in making right not matter is the media used to be a check against all this. And now I even look at what does well, like on our channel, and it's like this aspirational news framing. Like the things that people are watching most, not just on our channel, but on other channels, are those moments when like Fox News host turns against Trump toady.
Yes.
When Chris Wallace calls out Rudy Giuliani or Kellyanne Conway for being an idiot.
It's like people want a glimmer of hope.
We want that. When Mitch McConnell does something that could potentially ruin Trump's chances. Not necessarily us pointing out the hypocrisy with like a hypocritical move pulled off by some kind of Republican. That doesn't do as well as us pointing out, like, even Fox thinks this is stupid.
Well, you know what,
Brett? Even that just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter. So we're gonna have both for you, okay? In just a little bit, we're gonna have just sheer hypocrisy. Later on the show, Geraldo is going to attack one of Trump's greatest defenders, and we will see which gets the people fired up the most. But we do have a little bit more Adam Schiff first. So here he is talking about what we can expect, what we can rely on Donald Trump to do.
And you know, you can't trust this president do what's right for this country. You can trust he will do what's right for Donald Trump. He'll do it now. He's done it before. He'll do it for the next several months. He'll do it in the election if he's allowed to. This is why, if you find him guilty, you must find that he should be removed. Because right matters. Because right matters. And the truth matters. Otherwise, we are lost.
You know what? We've said it in versions like this. I know that everybody that does something in media thinks this, but I really do think that this show was created to simply state what's right matters, the truth matters, and to just come every morning and just remind people that it does matter what's true, it does matter what's factual, objective reality does still matter.
And also, we had linear distribution deals and had to fill
We needed more content too. Yes, yes.
Also, your voice is good. Blah blah blah. That was a compliment.
Yeah, it's National Compliment Day, so way to really miss the spirit there. It is actually, you know what? And thank you all
my version of a
for watching the show. Yeah, it is, the closest we can get. Anyway, great work there by Adam Schiff. You know, I do think there can be too much Adam Schiff at a point, but I like this Adam Schiff better than some other forms.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Damage Report. For more content from the show and access to TYT Network members-only exclusives, go to tyt.com/Brooke. Wait, no, it's tyt.com/John. Go to tyt.com/John to sign up.